And we are on air.
Hi guys, my name is Brianna, and today we're going to be having a chat about Lucifer Season 4, so let's get right into the video. Okay, so before we get started, I just want to say that this video will include spoilers, so if you haven't seen it yet, please go see Lucifer. It is a Netflix series that I love so very much, and I definitely recommend it to everyone, so go watch it and then come back and watch this video. So, Lucifer, funnily enough, I just started watching recently. So I made a video a little while back of Netflix recommendations, and right before that video I had binged the first 3 seasons. And then very shortly, Season 4 came out. See, when I first watched it, I was so upset because I didn't know that Netflix bought out the series, because originally it wasn't Netflix and the show got canceled. And so there was like 2 extra episodes that don't actually pertain to the show's storyline now, but were like, I guess, ways to close off the show with out a new season. So I thought it was just over, and then I found out that no, Netflix was actually gonna keep the show going. So, needless to say, I was very excited. So, as soon as the season came out, I watched the whole thing, like, right away, and I loved it. There were some parts that I wouldn't have expected, and I was kind of felt like it was different. Like, it's definitely a little bit different, considering it's switched who's actually producing the show. But compared to other shows that have switched producers, I think Netflix did a very good job at keeping to the show's, like, general, like, style and idea of it. It didn't stray too far while also doing things to make it their own. So I thought that was super cool. But getting into the actual storyline, okay, honestly, there were some parts of it that I loved, but it was kind of cliche. In a good way, though. Not in a bad way. But it's also like, I thought it was too obvious to be the answer. So, spoiler for the very last episode, so even if you're in the middle of watching it, stop watching this video. Okay, in the last episode, Lucifer is talking to Chloe about the prophecy about evil coming to Earth when the devil walks the earth and finds his first love. And he says that Eve was never his first love, it was Chloe. I thought that was so cliche. Like, you could tell through the whole season that Lucifer does not love Eve. He just, like, kind of likes her because he is struggling with himself and being accepted, and because she accepts him, he's just like, okay, I'm gonna go with it. He never really loves her, and I thought it was obvious. And so when they said that Eve was his first love, I was like, yeah, right, like, that's not gonna stick. So when he said that it was Chloe, I was like, yeah, of course. And Chloe admitting that she loves Lucifer, that was just like, we were just waiting for it at this point. We knew it was gonna happen. We knew she was gonna say it at some point. It was just a given. It was just a when. But I do like that that's how it ends, but Lucifer leaving and going to hell, biggest cliffhanger ever. Like, okay, they did such a good job at ending the season because I'm itching more than ever to see the next season, but now I have to wait. I just think it was such a good way to wrap up the season with such a huge cliffhanger, but such a good, raw scene that, like, basically summed up the whole show in one scene. Like, if you wanted to know what the show Lucifer was about, take that scene of Chloe and Lucifer talking about how he's bringing negativity and bad things, but she loves him and she doesn't want him to leave and he needs to leave, and that's the whole show. Just now it's more extreme. She's saying she loves him rather than she just wants him in her life. He's saying he needs to go to hell rather than just leave her life. Like, it's just more extreme of what's been going on the whole show. But I think it's really good, really interesting, and really, really fitting. As for Eve and Maze, I think that's such a cool storyline, but I really hope they do more with it in the next season. Because it ended with Eve saying she needed to go find herself first, which I think that's awesome. But I really hope that when she comes back, they really explore the Maze and Eve thing, because I think Eve's storyline is really interesting, and Maze's storyline is getting even more interesting now that she's struggling with herself and finding a connection, and then she finds it with Eve. I think that is a really interesting storyline. They should keep up with that. Then we have Ella and Dan. Okay, first of all, I don't understand what the purpose of them getting together was, because they're not having a storyline with them together. Like, at least I don't think so, because Ella made it very clear to Dan that she didn't want that. So, I don't really understand that, but I was kind of like digging it when it first started, and then now I'm just kind of confused by it. But, oh well. And then you have Linda and Amenadiel. And, oh my gosh, they had a baby. And I think that I wasn't expecting Amenadiel to say that he was gonna take the baby to heaven. But I'm really happy that he decided not to. But I think that's gonna be a really interesting storyline too, especially because now Linda, I don't know, she has so much to bear with all this celestial stuff, but she also knows that she's not the only one now because Chloe is there. Obviously Charlotte knew too, but you know, Charlotte died in the last season, but now she has someone alive that knows everything, and I feel like that will help her with all of it. But I don't know, obviously there was other things, like the whole thing with Caleb, that was really sad. I feel like more's gonna come of Caleb because Amenadiel put his necklace on Caleb, but I don't really know what. But I don't know, those are just some of the key things that I thought were really interesting or important or just random about Season 4. I cannot wait for Season 5. But alright guys, that's it for today's video. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Happy VEDIM, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Mwah.